I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to a very sexy episode number 69 of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. My name is Flo.
And I am Gabe. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired, as always. Maybe a little extra tired, but I got kind of woken up by you mentioning this is a very sexy episode. I hadn't even thought about it being so sexy.
You were sleeping up until that point?
I was dead asleep, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just, when I typed it in right now in the recording session, I realized it as well. But I think we shouldn't dwell on it too much, right? We're kind of old enough to skip past that.
I wish I could say that.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm really not.
Yeah. So, how was your week? Was it a sexy week?
I thought you'd never ask. So, especially sexy week. No, it was slow going, but nice. Simple.
Nice.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oily. I don't know. What are some
Okay.
sexy words? I don't think oily was the right word.
Nope.
It's quite moist. How was your week? How sexy was your week?
I can't top that. I'm not even. I can't come up with better words than that.
A moist week, yeah.
It was a really moist week. No, I'm looking forward to the rain again. I mean, it's way too hot for me nowadays. So I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Christ, I was outside earlier and I was like, all right, it's early. Let's put on a jacket, right?
What's this outside you're speaking of?
You know that under the blue thing, I think it's called ski.
Ski. I'm not a skier.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
It's fucking hot outside. I didn't anticipate that.
No. But how was your week in terms of watching things? I mean, we obviously had a special last week. Did you reminisce about that? What do you think about it now?
Well, I'm still watching a couple of sci-fi things now because I'm still in such a sci-fi mood.
Preparing the next special?
There's so many things out there, you know?
Yeah.
And I even got a bit of a sci-fi pick today, which...
Nice
kinda
teaser.
Cool.
Yep.
But no, it was fine. It was slow but nice.
Again, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your week? Did you watch a lot?
No, I got two things this week.
Okay.
And one that I'm really excited about, and one that was okay. So
okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I think we have one thing in common. But how many things do you have?
You think we have one thing in common?
Well, you're saying that now. That means we definitely don't.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, I have one pick and two honorables actually.
Right. Nice. Well, please do your thing. Tell everyone how this regular episode works, and then I think it's your turn to start this week. So let's do it.
So welcome back to another very sexy irregular episode. You shouldn't have said that.
No, I regret it.
Here we talk about the best thing that we've seen all week. Anything from a movie to a TV show to maybe even a YouTube video. And as always, we have no idea what the other person's picks are going to be. Maybe we do. Maybe you have some guesses. And as always, it's something fairly new, something that came out in the last 6 months or so. And I'm going to start off with an honorable mention, a YouTube video, actually.
Nice.
That I found out of nowhere.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Matt Colbo or something like that, you know?
No.
Friend of the show?
Okay. I mean, also another oversimplified video came out that was amazing.
I did see the thumbnail, yeah.
It was like a number 1 and 2 on the trending charts.
Yeah.
And even bought a fucking limited edition pin, which I never did. And I kind of regret it now because I paid a lot of money for it.
A pin?
A little pin, a little pin that you pin on your clothes or your bag or whatever.
Where did you buy that from? Like the official merch store?
The official merch store. A limited edition Napoleon pin.
You're
Don't ask how much it cost. Yeah.
How much did it cost?
Don't worry about it.
No, I could look this up. Come on. How much was it?
It's like $12 plus shipping.
Right. Another $12 shipping, I assume, if it's from the States or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like close to $20. So.
Right. I mean, it's a real fan. I think 20.
It's a great.
Yeah. I don't think that's over. I mean, it's a lot of money for what it is. But yeah.
If it was like a t-shirt, okay, but I mean, it's not even the first time that I bought merch from a YouTuber.
Yeah, what else?
I bought a tea mug from Salad Fingers, those very creepy internet videos.
I don't
love
know.
them.
No, I don't know that.
Really, Salad Fingers is like this. Everybody who is like our age or like 5 years older, it's when we were young and browsing
I'm 5
the
years older
YouTubes.
than you are.
I know.
What are you talking about?
But anybody who was like our age or a bit older, browsing the web, came across Salad Finger at some point, I think. It's this very creepy cartoon of this post-apocalyptic world of this. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows, but he likes to touch rusty spoons, and when he puts nettles against his nipples, they make the milk
oily.
No, I guess it does get me moist. Anyway,
what did you buy? Sorry,
a mug with Salad Finger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's my favorite mug.
Yeah,
I use it.
You're
weekly.
My favorite mug.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
No, it isn't.
But the video that I watched is by People Make Games, a channel that I have never heard before. Before like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And they make various videos on video game studios and game design, I think also board games and whatever. And they talked about a project called War for Ryuba, which is mind-blowing to me. It's so cool. Like somebody created this very basic structure for a world, good guys versus bad guys,
Sure.
And then he put up a big hex, kind of looking like a big chessboard, and he split it into blue tiles and red tiles. And anybody can submit their character for this world, either for the good side or the bad side. And then a couple of people get chosen each couple of weeks. I don't know if it's monthly or weekly. And then 5 people on the good side versus the bad side have their own, characters that they have drawn. And they get pitched against other characters, They can choose which hex they want to go on. And then each of them writes a comic in about a week and then submits it. And whoever writes the better comic how their character wins, they win the battle. And then one tile turns blue or red. And then they do this until one side has finally won.
Right.
Which is so cool. Now, then whichever comic, wins is canon. And then you can look it up on the website and there's like this big fucking collection of comics. And such a cool video to show how they do that. I think that's an amazing fucking project.
Yeah, I might have spaced out for a second, but help me understand this. So people are sending in like stories of how their characters are winning.
Yeah, I mean,
and then they reenact it. No, it's just
you just write your own character. Like your guys flew a big fucking bird with a samurai sword.
Yeah,
and then you say he fights for the evil side, and that's his backstory. And if they like it, you can take part in the competition. And then each week, or I don't know how regular this is, you say in which hex you want to go on. It's like a big chessboard. And so I want to go there. And then one of the other teams has to say which of their characters has to defend that spot,
Yeah.
So it's your Flow Bird Samurai versus Big Rock Dude, that the other person has drawn. And then you each draw a comic, how your character wins against the other guy.
Right.
And then you submit it, and then a panel of like 3 judges decides which is the cooler comic.
Gotcha.
And whoever wins actually wins the fight,
I gotcha. I mean, I actually I might be sharing too much here, but I don't know what is that called again? Like that.
A War for Ryuba.
No, but the God, if you have to like send in storylines of your own like character, I did that before because I used to have I was a really big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And there was like, I don't even remember, I vaguely remember what it was, but I was on some sort of website where there were, I can't even think of the like terms or whatever it was. I think it wasn't an official thing or any like official website or whatever, but just some wrestling fans. And I sent in, I think it was like I just had a character or a site or a, an account on that site.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, I just sent in like a written version of a heavyweight championship fight, and I was one of the 2 fighters.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
And I just wrote the entire fight, and I couldn't believe it. Like 2 or 3 days later, it was actually posted on the forum, and I was awarded the heavyweight championship belt virtually.
That's
obviously.
so nerdy, and I fucking love it.
It
I'm
is.
quite jealous. I'm so jealous right now. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, but it wasn't like anything, as I said before, it wasn't anything big. I think it might have been maybe 2 people on that site. I can't remember how many there were. I don't
cares?
think that, yeah, no, sure. But when I think back on it, it is ridiculously nerdy, which I really don't consider myself being a nerd, not because it's got like a negative connotation to it. That was in my past, you know. I don't do that anymore. That was like last year.
Yeah, sure.
No, that must have been,
that's
I don't
cool.
know how long ago, 15 years ago.
I mean, to just first of all go ahead and actually do it. I read about stuff like that, and especially like things with like that comic. I think that's so cool, but I can't draw for shit.
Oh, dude, I
Otherwise, I
wasn't
would have
drawing.
loved to take part. I was still to write a kind of this fantasy match.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I've never written fan fiction. I mean, that's like I'm a nerd, but it's like a bridge that I haven't crossed yet.
No, for sure. And I don't, that's why I'm saying it's weird that I did it. I don't know why
not?
I did it.
That's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, thanks. I don't know if I'm still the champion on that site. I haven't checked it in a couple of decades. Yeah, but sorry. So yeah, that's your honorable.
That's like one honorable mention.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. It really does.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is
and
this
I
like
think
a
if
huge channel?
People make games as like a channel of. I don't want to say anything wrong. I think it's like 190,000 subscribers.
Right, they're in our ballpark, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
right around our
Yeah.
our tier.
146K. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah.
But one of the reasons I also clicked on it is I saw that it is with Quinn from the Shut Up and Sit Down channel, which is a great board game review channel.
Sure. I haven't heard of that either.
It's great. They got like 300,000 subs.
Yeah.
I even bought one of the board games that they recommended.
Of course you did.
Great channel.
I
Great
thought you
channel.
bought some merch.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But that's one honorable mention.
Great.
The other one is a movie that came out on Amazon Prime, I think, recently.
Yeah.
It's not an original or anything. It just never came out in cinemas, which is a very small indie movie called Psycho Goreman. Do you watch this?
I have not heard of this.
Okay. Psycho Goreman it seems like a bit of a love letter to like Evil Dead and those 80s movies that are really bad. And it's not supposed to take itself serious at all. I mean, the plot is about 2 kids playing their games in a backyard and then finding, one of the losers has to dig a grave for themselves, and they find this dark crystal which summons a demon that they now have control over. But the demon, of course, wants to kill everybody on this fucking planet.
Of course.
And now they have control of this thing that just kills everybody. And the cool thing about this film is there's a lot of practical effects. And when like the demon makes heads pop or turns somebody in a big fucking brain with tentacles, it's all practical effects, and it looks very like it's from the 80s or something.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool. But it's so fucking over the top. I can't even describe how over the top it is. I mean, it's supposed to be. Like the kids watching the demon devour somebody alive and be like, oh, that's fun. Let's go play ball or something.
Sure. That sounds good though. I like it.
I mean, the acting is not great. On the contrary, it's like I said, it's a small indie film. It feels more like a student film in a way.
Yeah.
And there's some very weird inconsistencies. Like, or not inconsistency, but there are things coming out of nowhere. Like the parents seem like this very sweet couple, kind of quirky, you know. And then all of a sudden they get in this big fucking fight where you think they're gonna fucking start hitting each other, which came out of nowhere. And the kids are, like I said, very weird. And I mean, the fun is that everybody seems quite untouched by everything, but the parents are like fucking shocked that this monster exists.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a fucking montage of them having fun and trying on different clothes together. And it's been like, the kids are playing with the destroyer of worlds. Amusing. It's weird.
I mean, it could be funny the way you tell it though.
It is in a way, but it also just seems very off. Like somebody just pulled out a camera and was like, let's do a movie, you know?
Right.
That's your line. But it's fun. And like I said, the practical effects and some of the designs of weird fucking aliens who have banished this demon. I don't know how, I think I just came across it by accident, and it never came out in cinemas as far as I'm aware. It went straight to DVD and Blu-ray release, at least in Germany and Austria.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a second I thought this might also be one of your honorable mentions because you said it's also sci-fi.
No, I didn't.
Okay, sorry. Because you said we might have something in common after
Right.
I said
Yeah.
a sci-fi thing.
No, apparently we don't. But just from looking at the poster of Psycho Goreman, it reminds me kind of Turbo Kid. Do you remember that movie?
I'm not sure what's Turbo Kid.
It was like 2015. It might be. I mean, it's just from the poster and from the one picture that I see on Letterboxd. It just that this post-apocalyptic thing that also kind of sounded from the budget and from the looks, kind of like Psycho Goreman. It's a decent movie.
Look up Turbo Kid.
Yeah, Turbo Kid. That was. It has on IMDb. It's got like around 26.
6.7.
Yeah, but like 26,000 votes.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a big movie, but it. I think it was bigger than they planned on it being. It kind of got some recognition, which was cool.
Yeah, it seems like Psycho Goreman is bigger than they thought it would be. I guess because it's got only 7,000 ratings, but
Sure,
they're not bad.
Yeah,
It's got a Metascore of 67. That's quite all right.
Yeah, I have not heard of this. I mean, it. Do you think that's something for me?
I think you would kind of enjoy it, but like I said,
Great.
the filmmaking isn't great.
Sure.
And you notice that the camera is quite off at times, and there's like 2 or 3 scenes where the kid or the mom scream, and it kind of cuts out a bit because the microphone isn't picking it up right. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which is off-putting a bit. It reminds you that this is a bit of a low-budget film, but it's all right.
Right. It's got its charm, though, right?
It's got its charm, and I'm surprised. I mean, even though it's like very small budget, apparently, like the costumes, I mean, they look like they're from the Power Rangers or something like that. But it works, and it looks kind of cool, and there are a lot of them. So a lot of effects of people being eaten and killed, and it's apparently kind of the humor of the director, because he's also got this fake trailer of BioCop on YouTube, which is about a cop that's kind of like acid burned, and now he's an undead cop that just screams, "Please kill me."
Sure.
Which also makes an appearance in this film. Yeah, it's weird. And I actually kind of liked it. I considered taking this as my pick because it's not what I expected at all.
I'm interested in what your pick is going to be. I have one guess, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you have some honorable mentions as well, right?
I have one honorable. And speaking of the costumes, as you just did, that's a nice little segue for my honorable, which is Cruella.
That's your honorable.
That is my honorable, yes. I don't know. I'm excited because apparently you have no idea what my pick is going to be, and I thought you would be 100% sure because it is quite obvious this week. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I want to watch it as well, but I didn't get to.
Right. Okay. Well, there it is.
The ratings are amazing.
There goes the suspense. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cruella.
Cruella. Yeah. I mean, came out a couple of days ago. I don't know. Yeah, a couple of days. Let's say a couple of days ago on your favorite streaming service. What is it called?
Amazon Prime.
It is Amazon Prime. Yes. It came out on Disney Plus on the premium access because they need money. Disney, don't they? And
yeah, they're quite poor. I heard.
I don't even know. Have you looked this up? Is this movie playing in theaters here? I wouldn't be surprised.
Think so.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the theaters yet. But yeah, Cruella, I mean, I watched this for Emma Stone. I love Emma Stone. We've done a special on her, and I find her eminently watchable. And
that's sweet.
Yeah. And it's directed by the guy who did I, Tonya and Lars and the Real Girl. So someone I was really excited about too, Craig Gillespie. And speaking of I, Tonya, the one person you might think of when you hear that movie is Paul Walter Hauser.
I didn't, but yeah.
Wasn't it? That's sort of his, obviously.
I thought of Margot Robbie and Alison Jenkins. No, fuck. Janie, sorry.
Yeah, Alison Janney, I think. Yeah. Right. But he was sort of also the star of the show, right?
Sure, yeah.
Paul Walter Hauser.
That's how I kind of met him.
Yeah. And he obviously did Richard Jewell, which we talked about, but he is now also in Cruella as one of Cruella's 2 henchmen / friends who work for her. Yeah. And also it stars Emma Thompson. And I just love Emma Thompson too. I mean, it's the movie itself, a live action remake of Cruella, wasn't really that interesting to me. But the combination of the director and the cast really made me want to watch it. And I don't know why this movie is 2 hours and 14 minutes long. It doesn't need to be that long.
Wow. Okay.
At all. I really don't understand this. But I thought it was a fine movie. The music, the soundtrack, it's very polarizing because it uses these covers of very like synthy or like weird songs that you don't associate with like being in a Disney movie and especially being in Cruella, but it kind of sort of makes sense and it kind of works for me. I totally understand why it wouldn't work. Well, like what's it called?
New Order.
No, what's the movie? The song Bublé, which is not
Michael
actually
Bublé?
his movie. Yeah, I keep saying movie. The Birds Flying High, Feeling Good.
I had no idea. Okay.
You definitely know that song, and there's
Sure,
like a twisted like cover version of that in the film. Then you have Sympathy for the Devil, which with Cruella de Vil makes sense. But the soundtrack, as I said before, it's polarizing, but it kind of worked for me, and it adds an element to it that makes it a little bit more original, which is needed for like I don't want it to be a 1-to-1 like live action remake like The Lion King or The Jungle Book was,
But is she like actually a villain in this movie, or is it like she is the villain in this other movie, but now we kind of meet her more personally, and she is actually a good person?
It is sort of the origin story of a villain that you can understand, though, because she's that sort of villain that does her bad things for a reason,
Okay.
She has, she's been wronged and some bad things have happened to her in her life, and she's sort of trying to, she's taking revenge and sort of turning into a villain by doing that.
So she has to kill dogs and put on fur.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. I mean, Emma Thompson is kind of the villain of the movie, if you think of it like that.
Okay.
But then again, you can sort of also see it as like Cruella being the villain. But yeah, I mean, the standout to me, or the standout, and we talked about this, I think even 2 weeks ago, the Halston, the fashion element of it all,
right?
Which I can't do anything with, but you can't deny that Cruella really looks spectacular. Like the costume design is really, really fantastic.
I only got like the OG Cruella, like in my mind.
The Glenn Close one?
What?
Didn't she do Cruella de Vil, Glenn Close?
Is it like already a live action remake? I only thought of the animated original. Of her being like gray and very thin, and she looks more like a mummy than.
Yeah, no, I'm confused now. Didn't Glenn Close play Cruella de Vil?
Sure, I never saw the live action original.
I'm looking this up right now. Hold on. I know that I was surprised that Glenn Close produced this new movie.
Oh, okay, she did.
But I need to look this up. Hold on. Yeah. Right? Yeah, she first brought Cruella de Vil to life in 1996. I don't see the movie. Yeah, it's called 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, the original, right? As well.
No, but there is a live action
animated
one.
movie. Okay.
That's a live action one with...
That's
1996.
Animated one come out.
Is that also called 101 Dalmatians?
I think so.
I have no idea. I'm so bad with this, man.
Is there an animated one?
Sure there is.
Dude, I'm so confused.
Of course there is. We both watched the animated one when we grew up, I'm sure. I don't know what it's called. Wow.
Dalmatians.
Riveting.
101 Dalmatians. You got to write it out. It's from 1961. Back when we were young. Yeah.
Oh, you got to write out 101?
Mm-hmm. That's the title.
Great.
Back in the day, they didn't have numeral letters.
Yeah. Okay. We got it. Yeah. So actually, this is not the first remake. Yeah, the new one. Mm-hmm. But yeah. What about you? Are you interested in this movie at all?
Not at all. I mean, I saw the ratings are quite okay.
Yeah.
But usually when those kinds of movies are quite okay, I know that I don't like them. And I know that I'm not going to like them because they are going to turn into this, she's not that bad and let's have sympathy for her. And I don't care enough about that character. I don't even care about 101 Dalmatians all that much.
But you're a Disney fan.
But I'm not a huge fan of the live action movies, especially the remakes. So
okay, that's fair.
I mean, it looked interesting that they kind of had a new take on the whole thing, but I just didn't need it. And
yeah,
I might watch it in a couple of months when I'm bored or something. But that's nothing. That's not high on my priority list.
I mean,
I'm surprised that you saw it. Even I mean, yeah, it's Emma Stone, but still.
No, and the director and Emma Thompson, who I really like.
Sure.
And I thought that this movie was directed by someone else. I thought this movie was directed by Emma Stone's now husband. I don't know if that was completely wrong from the beginning, or if they like switched directors halfway or like before they started production. I don't know.
Who's her husband again?
Oh, dude, something like he directed Brigsby Bear, which is a great little hidden gem. Dave McCrary or something.
Okay.
No idea. Dave
I think we talked about this on a special, but
I don't think we did. Dave McCrary.
It seems so familiar that we talked about it at some point, at least. But
yeah,
okay,
that,
sure.
I might be completely wrong that he was ever. I thought he was attached to the Cruella project, and I know that Emma Stone was actually once in Vienna with him. I don't know. Did I? We talked about this. She was at like a cafe close to where we both
right,
live. Yeah. I mean, and so the rumors were like they were like starting to date and talking about their new project, which was going to be Cruella. But then again, I might have that completely mixed up.
They
but
have
Emma
a child
Stone
together. Sorry.
They do?
Apparently.
In
in 2019.
They already had a child?
No, they got their engagement.
Yeah.
They in March 2021, 3 months ago.
What?
Happy baby.
I did not know that. Yeah, Emma, if you're listening to this, congratulations. No, but she is great. She is great. And I said the standard was the costume. Emma Stone, she's fully on board with this movie, with this role, and she's great. And I remember one specific scene where she's at like a fountain where she keeps talking to someone. I'm not going to give that away, but sort of in the latter half of the movie, when she's more and more becoming Cruella de Vil, and she talks about like her being a little bit mad, which is like a great shot.
Yeah.
And he just stays on her, and her facial expressions are just very, very believable. And she's a great actress. That's all I'm going to say on Cruella. I mean, I don't think, it's not going to be my pick this week. That's for sure. It would have maybe been a pick some slower week, but I don't think I'll be running back to Cruella anytime soon. And the movie does set up, it doesn't set up a sequel, but it leaves the door open for one. I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's see how many people are actually going to watch this.
I mean, Disney's kind of famous for quite a few sequels, right?
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't hate one. I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's decent. And Paul Walter Hauser is always great. He's always funny. He's got like a Cockney accent in this film. Obviously, they all talk in an English accent.
Oh, really? Is Cruella British? I wasn't aware.
And obviously, she did the British accent in The Favourite.
Yeah.
And she's got a really, really good one.
Interesting. To be honest, you telling me that Paul Walter Hauser is in this made me even more interested than saying Emma Stone is in this.
No, that's what I'm saying. You think of, I told you think of Paul Walter Hauser. He's the guy.
I do now.
And the one guy who's also in it is Mark Strong. He's got such a small role. Yeah. Very, very small role.
Yeah.
And some other faces that you might recognize as well. But that's it. I'm not going to spend too much time on Cruella. It was fine. I actually enjoyed it. It's way too long though. But and obviously at times very over the top, and everything that's all of her plans seem to work out perfectly, and I don't like that in movies, but you know. And I'm not quite sure. Sorry, but I'm not quite sure who this movie is aimed at, because it is quite dark at times too.
For edgy teen?
I think if I would watch this if I'm like 10 years old, I could see potential. I could potentially be scared of her, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
I was scared of Cruella de Vil when I was a kid.
Sure, I probably was as well. I just don't remember.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah. No. One thing that I wondered about this movie: do they sing in this as well?
No.
I mean, it's a Disney production. Okay.
They don't. But the soundtrack is very like prominent. So it does feature a lot of music. And when the credits roll, I thought Emma Stone was singing, and I was like, "But my God, Emma Stone has a great voice." Then I realized she was in La La Land.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked it up since. I should have done that. I tried to see in the credits if it was actually her singing, and I believe it wasn't. But I haven't looked it up since. So but so therefore it's an irrelevant story. Maybe it's Emma Stone singing at the end, but not in the movie.
For sure. It's
Not
a
in
bit
the
of a teaser for anybody who wants to Google it.
Yeah. Doesn't want to watch the movie, but you're going
to
Google
do
it.
on a Monday or whatever.
Yeah. What's your pick of the week?
My pick is something that I watched over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A show.
Yeah.
1 episode a week.
Oh.
You know what it is.
Hold on. 1 episode a week was released?
It was released 1 episode at a time. Over, I think it's 8 episodes or 10.
So this started 8 weeks ago?
About 8 weeks ago, yeah.
So it's not the Underground Railroad?
I wanted to watch that, but it's like an hour, the first episode, and an hour each. I have to start at some point so I can finish it. But I'm
don't know
never going to finish this in the week, so why even start? No, it's Solar Opposites.
Oh, you teased that one.
I think so.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Because Solar Opposites is from one of the creators of Rick and Morty, and it's very much in the same vein. Then the animation style is pretty much an exact copy of that, which is okay. I mean, most matte graining things look exactly the same. The guy who did Simpsons, Futurama, etc. And it's with he created it with Mike McMahon, I think his name is, one of the writers also from Rick and Morty. And I love this show. First of all, I'm very much on board with the humor. And if you're a fan of Rick and Morty as I am, I think it's just nice to see, because the seasons take a long while to come out for Rick and Morty. And here you got already 2 seasons in 2 years, which is mind-blowing for those guys. And I think they're just free to do whatever, I think, because the pressure isn't as strong as with Rick and Morty. And it just seems like a fun side adventure, you know? It seems like it's in the same universe, kind of. It's very much the same jokes, just with new character, which is a family of aliens who crashed on Earth after the planet exploded for whatever reason.
Right.
And they're just a group of fucking assholes. One of them who is voiced, first of all, by Justin Roiland, one of the creators, and the other one is voiced by Thomas Middleditch.
Great.
Yeah, and it's very funny. One of the coolest subplots of the whole thing is one of the alien children, or I think he's actually a clone or something, just shrinks everybody that he doesn't like. Like if somebody farts in an elevator or something, he shrinks them and he puts them in this big, not aquarium, but you know, this big, what's the word? Not aquarium,
tank?
But yeah, sure, tank, in the wall, where this whole society is now formed of people that he just hated and put in there to just waging war and try to survive against rats and whatever, which is a cool subplot. And like I said, I love sci-fi and sci-fi humor in a way.
Yeah. Oh, this was the sci-fi thing you talked about, of course. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And it's on Disney Plus. I think it's actually a Hulu thing.
It is. While you're talking, I've been looking up if we have a trailer, because we do have Hulu Press access, but I don't see any trailers. Have you contacted anyone for this?
In my mind, it's like, it's a Disney Plus thing. We'll be all right.
I'll have a look.
That's a good point. I never think of this. I'm sorry. If we do, this would be a great time. Here's Solar Opposites. Long pause and nothing happened. All right, Solar Opposites, a wacky, fun little show. Like I said, 2nd season just came out. And yeah, I think for anybody who's a fan of Rick and Morty, this is the show for you. And like Hulu, I think it came out at like the whole season came out at once, about a couple of weeks ago, and Disney Plus, they came out about a week after the show concluded. They put it out on a weekly basis, which is kind of weird. I thought they maybe had a bit of a cooperation there or whatever, or maybe because Stars or whatever it's called is now part of Disney Plus. I thought maybe it was part of that and now part of Disney. And yeah, I mean, have you ever heard of this? Have you even watched Rick and Morty at this point? I think we talked about it before when I had Rick and Morty the 4th season.
I mean, I watched Rick and Morty when it first got its buzz. I watched an episode and never got back to it since. It's just not my. It's just not my I don't know what it's just not for me.
Fair enough. I mean, then I don't think Solar Opposites would be for you, but
Yeah. I mean, sorry, because you mentioned Hulu and stuff. I keep waiting for Hulu to be released in Europe because they have so many
One
great
day.
things. It's like HBO Max. And
yeah,
yeah.
I really want to see Palm Springs, but
Yeah. But
that's
that's
going to take a while.
no, I think the Blu-ray release is in like 4 weeks.
Okay.
And so
okay.
I don't know like if any streamer will pick it up too, but it's ridiculous how long these movies take to get over here.
Yeah, and I mean, all of the other movies, are they coming out in cinemas now? Because I looked it up. Promising Young Women is supposed to come out on June 10th, I think.
Is it that soon? That's definitely playing in cinemas, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
100%. Yeah. But sorry, give me like a gist of Solar Opposites. What is it about? Have you
They
done that
just
already?
crashed on Earth.
Yeah.
They kind of hate it. And it's 2 adults, 2 children. The children are just a group of kind of fuck-ups or just hate everybody. One of the kids tries to get along with everybody. The other one just shrinks everybody and throws them in a wall to kill each other. And the 2 parents, though, one of the guy just keeps trying to repair the fucking spaceship because he wants to get out of there. And the other one just doesn't give a fuck. Wears funny t-shirts each episode and just, I don't know, goes to orgies, goes to the mall.
Yeah.
Says, woke, I don't know. Like I said, it's very much that Rick and Morty humor, which is
Right.
hard to explain because when you say it out loud, it just seems stupid,
I gotcha.
which it kind of is. Just them living their lives. And of course, they have a pupa, which is just such a Justin Roiland thing. They just build in this nonsensical words and that become part of the universe, like schmeckles or wabba-labba-dub-dub, etc.
What is a puper?
Pupa is it's a little small slug thing that kind of grows, and when it changes color often enough, which it does every season apparently, it's gonna kill the whole planet.
Right.
Which is not kind of explained. I didn't really get it, but yeah, that's a side plot. Enjoy.
Is this like a known show, do you think?
I don't think so. It kind of flew under the radar, at least for me.
Right.
I think it's mostly known for it's from the guy who did Rick and Morty.
Sure. I mean, that's a selling point for a lot of people, though, right? That alone.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's not as good.
Sure.
But at least it's for now, each season and each episode is kind of good. Not like with Rick and Morty with the 4th season kind of sucking.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it.
I hope I'm not the only one who thinks that, because the Rick and Morty community is kind of shit, violent.
Oh, you talked about this when you said, yeah, I remember
With
that.
the fucking Sichuan sauce.
Yeah.
Those fucking bastards.
Right. It's coming back to me, yeah.
But yeah, once again, it's an animated show, so an easy pick for me, and it's...
Yeah, you're tired and an animated pick. I mean, you're staying true to yourself.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of my thing now. So whenever
Perfect.
when I'm awake and watch something live action, I have to take sleeping pills and change the channel. I don't know.
Yeah. That's commitment.
So yeah, that's my pick. What about you? I'm guessing it's something from Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, my pick of the week is Bo Burnham, Inside.
Right. That's a 69 joke.
Yeah. Sure, if you want it to be. I mean, it's Bo Burnham's latest special. And I've heard someone say that it shouldn't be called a comedy special. It should more be called a Netflix special. And I completely agree with that. If you know Bo Burnham, or if you know me, then you know that I'm a huge Bo Burnham fan. And we talked about him, like you and I talked about him a couple of times, because you did also watch some of his specials, and you weren't that big a fan, but then you watched 8th Grade, which is his first directorial work, which is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But in the special, in Inside, he talks about that he was sort of taking a break from comedy. His last special was called Make Happy. And I think it came out in 2016 or something like that. And after that, he decided to take a break from it. And because he had some, he wanted to take care of himself, and he had some mental problems and some anxiety attacks. So he took a break from that. And I don't even think he planned on returning. But in early 2020, he I mean, he'd done some movies by then, and obviously he's also in Promising Young Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to go back into comedy. But that was in the beginning of 2020, and then, something kind of shitty happened, and which didn't allow him to do that. As so many people in this world, he was locked inside of his home. So then he decided to film his entire special from his home in one room, doing everything by himself: camera, editing, writing, performing. And it's awesome. I mean, I don't think you would. I'd hoped you watched this by now, because I would have been interested if you like enjoyed this more than his recent work, because I feel like you might.
Yeah, I saw this too late, sadly, that it was out, and then I didn't find time yesterday and the day before.
I think it came out like a week ago.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast is released. And I watched it twice.
Oh, wow.
Because I think even Make Happy is my most logged thing on Letterboxd.
It is.
I mean, it's just so easily watchable, you know. I think the newest special is 1.5 hours, and I think the regular specials are like under that too, maybe even just an hour.
But I think it's kind of hard to rewatch like comedy specials, right? Because
but
you already know the jokes.
Thanks for saying that, because it isn't really a comedy special. It is more of that is especially true for Inside, because one of the reasons why I keep coming back to it is because he's performing so many songs, and that's like watching Hamilton, that's like watching The Greatest Showman, that's like watching something with a lot of songs in it. I find it a lot easier to just come back to it and watch it again, because the songs are just stuck in my head.
Fair enough, yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying it's not a comedy special is because he goes into some very, very deep shit. Now, that is also one of the reasons why I still haven't quite made up my mind on Inside now. Inside. How would you say it? Inside?
Inside, yeah.
Inside.
What's the other option?
Inside. That sounds wrong. Inside?
It sounds exactly the same to me.
No, but in Make Happy, at the end, I don't know if you remember this, he's got a song.
I never finished it.
Oh, you haven't watched the best thing he's ever done? Make Happy, the ending?
I watched like 20 minutes tops.
Have you watched this other special?
I think. No.
Oh, dude, what? That's what it's called.
The first 20 minutes were enough for me. I mean, I like him as an actor, also in Big Sick, but I don't know.
That's right. He's in Big Sick. I completely forgot about that. No, but at the end of Make Happy, he goes on like this, not rants, but he talks about like in a song form of like his entire thing is to make you happy, even though he feels like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, he goes like, thank you. I hope you're happy. And he goes off. And it's just it's got this very sad feeling to it, because he just sort of goes like, yeah, fuck this. I'm just doing this to make you happy, even though I'm not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched a lot of interviews, and he talked about that's mainly just an act.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really feeling that way. So now I'm like torn whether or not the things he dives deep in Inside is that real or is that an act? Because he cries in this special. He talks about how he's feeling at an all-time low. He things like that. And I'm like, that's incredibly touching, and it seems very, very real and relatable, because certainly, we've all felt like shit over this past year for sure. But I can only speak for myself, Back me up on this. I don't know.
No, I'm right there with you. Don't worry.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, is that whole thing now to an act? I don't think it is, but I kind of, because of his last special, I'm kind of like in between on that right now.
Probably a mixture of both, right?
Yeah, could be. But this special is like now already, and I knew it was going to be one of the 10, but the last time I looked at it, it was number 6 on the highest rated things ever on Letterboxd. Ever. Which is a bit, that's a bit far-fetched. I understand. And I think it still has like a 9.0 on IMDb. Maybe it's gone down. I'm looking it up right now. It's still on a 9.0. I love the dude, I really do. And I had one song stuck in my head from the from the first time I watched it, which is the second to last song, which is like All Eyes on Me. And they keep putting
from Tupac.
Inside. Yeah. No. I don't think it's a. I don't know the original, but I don't think it's an homage to that.
I don't know. Like that's one of the most well-known songs from Tupac.
But it's with a Z, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't know.
Like the lyrics is exactly the same.
I don't think it is. I definitely don't think they are.
Okay.
But he's got like fuck, lost my train of thought there.
Sorry.
No. All good. But inside, right. People keep putting up that song on YouTube, but it keeps being put. Like they keep copyright striking it. So there's just other people re-uploading every song because obviously it's all on Netflix. You can't like watch. You shouldn't watch it on YouTube.
Right.
But it's an amazing song, and it's it's more of like a couple of things stitched together, this special. And he even talks about this, Bo Burnham. He goes into like, don't expect this show to be like very coherent, and don't expect a lot of smooth transitions. And before he ends the word transitions, there's a hard cut, which is a predictable but very, very funny thing, And it's him sitting in his room playing the piano and coming up with insane lighting effects all on his own, coming up with insanely good songs. And all of those like with a very, very deep meaning behind them all. And sort of he's working through his feelings with that. And he talks about this too. He doesn't want to finish the special because if he does, he's got like nothing else to do. And it took him like over a year to actually finish it. And just some of the most original shits. There's things like Welcome to the Internet, where he goes... I definitely watch this for yourself, but Welcome to the Internet and the first one, I pictured you laughing at the first, because I was wondering like why you wouldn't think this is funny, because you told me you didn't like his first special or the one you watched. I feel like there's a couple of things in there that you would really enjoy too, especially the first song too. And there's one like he's like making fun of YouTubers too, like he's reacting to one of his performances, which is a great bit because then he's reacting to his reaction. And it just makes fun of all of those. Then he's like a Twitch streamer playing a real life game where he's controlling himself and all he can do is cry by pressing a button. And he goes like, oh, the graphics are very realistic. And like, oh, DJ, thanks for the 3 months, my dude, it's just like the most random shit to stick together. But extraordinary. I love the dude. And I was so excited when he announced that he was going to do a new special. And he made the most out of a really, really shitty situation. And everyone's absolutely loving it. I still prefer like his older specials, but that's just because I know them inside and out. I need to revisit Inside a couple of more times too, and I definitely will, because all of those songs are stuck in my head and I keep singing them, especially All Eyes on Me, which is just a fantastic song.
I mean, it sounds kind of cool. I mean, like you said, the ratings are crazy. I think I just prefer like more anecdotal comedy,
Sure.
People telling funny stories from their life about funny people that they met.
Sure.
But I gotta give this a try just to see what all the hype is about.
Do it. I forgot the trailer now, not because I don't even think there is one. There's just like a little teaser on YouTube.
Right.
But I don't know if there's an actual trailer. I mean, if I can find something, I'll put it in now. Does that sound good? I need you to confirm it. Yeah. Say yes, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Here it is. Inside or inside? No, that really sounded the exact same. All right, here we go. Yeah. What a clip. What a dude. What a guy. 30 years old and really, really remarkable what he's achieved already. He's like one of those YouTubers, OGs, right? Like is he?
Yeah, I mean, I heard he is, but I never saw a single video of his.
No, he's definitely one of the first guys who like, became famous through YouTube. I'm sure he would say the same thing.
Was.
I think he was before that. He did like his first videos like 14 years ago. And he's now 30. I think he turned 30 in during the special.
What did he do? Like comedy videos or more blogs?
Songs. No. Okay. Songs, comedy songs.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of got the recognition he needed for that, and then he was able to turn that into a career.
Just like we will.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Bo, if you're listening to this, I love you.
Yeah.
Help us out. No.
Only if we get the trailer.
No, I don't think there is one. We'll see.
I mean, it might just be like the first time we tried trailers, just silence.
What do you mean?
Sorry, it wasn't silence the first time we tried it. We had a little message saying there's no trailer.
But we've done that multiple times where we, even recently, where we couldn't get trailer rights in time.
Right,
right. Yeah. No, that's part of the charm of the show, as I keep saying.
Yes,
hoping that it's true.
Like a little garage band.
Yeah. I mean, that describes Bo Burnham's newest special pretty well. Right. He's a garage band in, because it is kind of like a little hut he's in. It's not like a big house. It's just like a little garagey kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, he must be loaded by now, right?
I would think so too, yeah. I think this is kind of like his guest house, I would think.
Oh, okay.
Which also made an appearance at the end of Make Happy. And, then this is one of those specials that you need to watch to enjoy. Obviously, but I'm finding it hard to, right? You know what I'm saying?
The others I can just describe.
The others I can describe to you, and you don't need to watch them. But no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm finding it hard to sort of convey or like how great it is. You really need to experience it for yourself. He's hell of a. He's a genius, that dude. Even though I can understand why you don't enjoy his work, but I think you would agree too that it's kind of remarkable what he comes up with.
Sure. I mean, I don't hate him. It's just not my style of comedy.
Sure. I don't really like the Rick and Morty kind of things. You might
shut the fuck up.
No, but to wrap it up, I think, as you said, give this one a shot. I think you might enjoy this more than the last one.
Sure. Yeah, sure, I will. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's it.
Well, yeah, it was a moist episode.
It was a moist and oily episode. And
I'm kind of disgusted.
I'm glad it's over.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to tease, to discuss, to mention? I don't know.
I mean, as soon as we stop recording, I'm going to watch Raya and the Last Dragon.
Right.
Because it's out of Premiere Access and I'm a cheap biatch.
Sure.
And I don't know. It's going to be a very chill day. Going to order some pizza.
Perfect.
Going to treat myself.
Yeah. Really enjoying this hot weather. I love it.
Right. How about you?
No, I mean,
cook something good.
Cook something good, sure. Speaking of Raya, I don't know if I'm actually going to watch this. I'm not sure.
Really?
I'm not sure.
But Cruella?
Yeah. I mean, that's my princess movie. Is
sure.
Cruella a princess? Yeah. Not at all, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, I have some things that I look forward to watching too for next week.
Yeah, you think you're gonna finish the Underground Railroad by next week?
I haven't watched. I haven't started it.
Oh, you have started or haven't?
I haven't.
Okay.
No.
It's just so long.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have some work to do over the weekend too. I have an interview coming up with a filmmaker.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be
Pretty
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So, I'll let you know how that went next week. Keep doing it. No, that's it. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, as always, for listening. And please give Bo Burnham Inside a go. And definitely also, if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites is for you.
Yeah, on the great Disney Plus.
For sure.
Because Disney really needs some promotion.
They do, yeah. That's it for me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening. It's been a great episode as always. A bit all over the place, but I think that's the charm.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe. You decide. You can check us out on any podcast platforms, be it YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, etc. You can check us out at Best Thing Radio on Twitter and Instagram. There you can also see our thumbnail that Flo designs every week. You can cut out that 5-second pause right there.
I won't.
I know you won't. You can check out the thumbnails that Flo designs every week. Also on YouTube. It's our thumbnail there because, you know. Thumbnail. Thank you so much for joining us. Consider dropping a like, subscribe, a comment maybe if you're going to watch Cruella. And
yeah, it's good.
It's been fun talking to you. Have a great week. Let it be moist. Bye-bye.
I got nothing.
It's going to be my new outro.
Bye-bye.